Wrong camera. Hey, there we go. Jesus. I think I knew what I was doing, alright? What's going on, Mecha Army? Welcome to the Child of Mecha live stream. I am your host, Tim, the one and only Child of Mecha, and today, it's new shirt week. It's new for me. It's a new version of this. It's one that actually now fits. So, the rooster, hey, it's back, along with the Jesta. Yeah. So, this is one of 5 new shirts that I got yesterday. So, yeah. So, we're going to be starting to show you what we got here. Let's see. I think most, three retreads. So this one, the Power GM and the Reapers. So, and then 2 new ones. But I'll show you those at a later date. I'm not gonna spoil the surprise because I think you'll like I think you'll like the new ones. So still have a hat on order. Those are backed up like crazy. All the embroidery is unfortunately backed up like crazy. But what are you gonna do, right? Anyway, been a rough week, you guys. I don't know about y'all, but been crazy. But we're gonna get to work today on the SD HG unicorn thingy that we're making. We're gonna get to work on that here in a minute. But first, hey, if you want one of these awesome fighting cocks, 67th Tactical Mobile Suit Squadron, otherwise known as Airdrop, go hit up www.childofmecha.com, hit the store button up at the top. You'll find this shirt, many more, hats, prints of my work, all sorts of fun stuff. Yeah. So go load up. Let's see. Oh, Woody says we all like our shirt. Oh, we got our shirts in yesterday. Look and fit great. Thanks, Tim. Hey, Woody, thank you, buddy. I appreciate you. Thank you for your patience as well, because I know it took a while, right? But that's awesome. It's really good to hear. I'm glad. I'm very, very glad. Yeah. Hey, Woody got some shirts and he's happy with them. So why not? Go take a look. What do you have to lose, right? And then, as always, if you're interested in the tools and materials that we're working with here today, there's an Amazon link below here on Twitch and YouTube. That side if you're watching on Facebook. Now, I do get a bit of a commission based off the stuff that you buy, but it does not increase the cost for you. It goes to help out me, to help out the stream, fuel our endeavors moving forward. A lot of cool stuff in there. Like I said, tools and materials. Gear for streaming if you want to get into that, now's a good time, and books for inspiration for your next build. Yeah. If you need kits, paints, tools, accessories, Mecha Decals, sheets 1 and 2, those are both in stock and shipping now, right down here at our good friends USA Gundam Store. Adam and the fine folks down there will definitely have what you need. Now, if you like this stream, if you get benefit from it, if you learn from it, man, hit the like, subscribe, follow on all the other social media channels. That way you can keep up with what we do off stream as well. And if you know somebody or a group of somebodies that could benefit from watching the stream, share it with them. It's a nice thing to do. Come on. Anyway. So originally today, I did not think I was going to be able to stream, and I actually posted a show canceled image on social media. But then I took it down because today's second recording just went to crap and the guy just wasn't ready. Pissed me off. Urgh. It's been a rough week, you guys. It's been a rough week. So, we're here. Yay. Bill says, Tim, fair warning, liftoff is in 20 minutes. Liftoff of what? I don't know what you're talking about, Bill. Anyway. Dim is over there on YouTube. He says, hey, Tim. Hey, everyone. What's going on? Welcome. Gert McDirt is over there as well. He says, "What up, fellas? What's going on, dude?" All the other usual suspects as well. So, good stuff. Okay, let's get into it. Let's get to building because I need to. I need creativity in my life right now. So, camera 2. Bang. Here we go. Oh, ready then? Mr. Z, he says, "Hi, Timothy. What's going on, Z?" Gunpla Uruguay, Mr. Javier says, "If the weather behaves," Bill says, "NASA is launching first manned space flight since 2011 in 19 minutes. Oh. The first one? Seriously? The first manned space flight? Since... in 9 years? It's been that long? That's crazy, dude. Like, I didn't know it's been that long. Guess you learn something new every day, yeah? Interesting. Huh. It's pretty wild. I'm not gonna lie. Pretty wild. I didn't know. I had no clue. Goes to show you how much I keep track with NASA. NASA. Anyway. Good luck to them. Bill says, yeah, weather is iffy. Andrew says, yeah, Falcon 9 with a Dragon capsule. And then Z says, Space Force! Space Force. Jesus Christ. Space Force. Who are you gonna call when you need protection from space aliens? Space Force! And you know what the Space Force packs, right? You know what they have? Tiger Drill! Oh, God. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm being stupid right now, but I've earned it. I've earned it. After this week, yeah, I've earned it. So, all right. We're going to work on that. Okay? Let's get zoomed in. Boom. And I don't know what we're going to do to it. We're going to trick it out. We're going to do something funky and wild and crazy and stuff like that. So, oh, I just scrubbed it. William Williams says, they sending up the space shuttle door guns. Andrew says, and you want to be a mobile suit pilot, Tim? You want to be ground bound the whole time with that Blue Destiny 1 or fly through the stars with the Hummingbird? I don't know. I just build cool robots. I don't know. Anyway, back to this, because the shuttle's no longer a competitor of the stream at this point. So, wow. Let's get back to this, because we've got this nice little wide open space right here. Just basically that's the butt. That's the butt of the mobile suit, right? It's the butt. So we got to do something there. We got to do something to the butt. Okay. Let's see. What are we gonna put on his butt? Anything interesting over here? I probably got a bunch of interesting stuff, but anything decently interesting? Let's see. Ooh, that's not bad. That would actually fit right there. This little guy. But we could go like that. Or what about those? No, those are too big. Okay, so that's an option. This guy's an option, right? What else we got over here? Anything good? Is this the same one? Yeah, it's the same one. Shit. Let's see. What else? Ooh. We got some stuff here we can try. Ooh, here we go. There's something that we can look at. Ooh, here we go. Here's another one. These guys here. No, that's the same one as before. These guys. Ooh. like this one. All right, let's roll with these. Let's go. Let's figure out what we're doing here, yeah? All right. William Williams says, scribe a straight line down the center of the butt crack to represent the crack. And Bill's like, nope. Not commenting on that statement. Bill, I agree with you. I'm not commenting on that one either. Will, get your mind out of the gutter. All right, so let's see here. These, what do these look like? What do these kind of look like here? Is that one's too big? No. Okay, so this one's out. Back to the bin with you. What about these? What about these? One there and one there, maybe. Might not look too bad. Could always put a longer one there. That wouldn't look too terrible. And then we got these. These guys here. What about these? What do these look like? Nope, that one's too big. No. Same crap. That's a big no. All right. So then there's these wave ones here. It's not terrible. We could do a double one of these, like in a horizontal fashion. That wouldn't be terrible. Okay, so let's save these two. Let's get rid of everything else, and let's get to cutting. Let's get to cutting stuff out of these runners. Yeah. Yeah. All right. We're gonna go with a 2-pack of these. One and two. And we'll throw that frame over there. Now, what I'm thinking... let's see. Let's get this thing propped up a bit so we can kind of work here. All right. So, right there. Right there. Okay. So, right there. Okay, so what I'm kind of thinking is this. Get one there, right? Another one there, maybe. No, I don't like it. No. Nope. I don't like it. Not even a little bit. I don't even like it a lot. Nope. All right, well, those are going to go off to the side there. Now let's try option B. Which is going to be one of these guys here. Thinking that one. This guy right there. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Just not feeling this. Not feeling this. Not any of it, honestly. Maybe I'm just not in a creative frame of mind right now. That may be it. Alright, you know what? Screw this. Let's go, when in doubt, grab for the Greebly bin. Alright, so let's start digging. What do we have here? Come on. Alright, let's see what this looks like here. Where'd the damn waist go? Let's see. Is that... yeah, it's too wide. Okay, that ain't gonna work anyways. Alright, Shoot. Come on back here. That's an interesting shape. This one here, yeah? We'll put that off to the side. Remember it for later. Nothing there. There's another one of those things. Ooh. That could be interesting. Taking up the whole space there, and I don't think so. Because then William is going to make fun of it and make butt jokes. It could be decent right there. We'll save that. No, too big. Let's see what else. What else do we have in here? Anything good? What's that? Well, that's what we had on there before, but just in a resin form. Ooh. Hold the presses. Hold the presses. Let's see. What does this look like right there? Ooh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait just a darn minute here, kids. We may have something right there. That's a good one. Alright, we're going to save that one too. We're going to save that. Let's see what else we got down in the bottom section here. Let's see. Nothing good down here. Alright. I'm getting bored with this. We got Greeblies for days, but these are kind of all, you know, kind of on the bigger side of things. It's not bad. We'll hold on to that. About, no. No. second one of those little guys. What we could always do is kind of double up on little parts and stuff. There's a twofer. Okay, let's go with this. See what we got. So I don't think we're going to find anything else in here other than what we've got here. Alright, bring these into view, get zoomed, boom, back in. Let's start mocking up here, shall we? Yeah, okay. So... Come on. Yeah. I think that'll do it. Yeah, I think that'll do it. That's the one. All right, let's go with that. Simple. Simple. Simple, simple stuff. Okay, let's put all these greeblies back in here. Let's see. William Williams says, what about a strip of plastic to combine the two protruding sides and make it one huge skirt? Nah, because I want to keep this original as possible. We're not making incredibly drastic aesthetic changes. So, nah, not an option. HRO148's over there on YouTube. He says it will circulate because it can't leave the suit. Oh, great. It's talking about space farts. Awesome. William Williams says, does anyone have OU Maru? I am looking at doing a glass plate of greeblies, but instead of a large mold, just use OU Maru to make the specific greebly I need. Thoughts? Yeah, I mean, it would work. It's just going to leave you with less detail, because no matter how firmly you press that into the piece, it's just not going to be the same as pouring liquid rubber around that and catching every single detail, right? So, but Bill says it can work. Will James Nozaku Boy used that process to make the sleeves markings on his Goof flight type for last year's GBWC. Yeah, well, there you go. It can work. You know, it can. You're just not going to get the best results out of it, you know. But I mean, if it's just a simple shape like a block and everything without a lot of detail, yeah, it'll work fine. Chris Degger, he's over there on YouTube. He's got a great question, and we have a question. Throw him one of those. He says, can someone explain what a greebly means? So Chris, what a greebly is just like little details. So like that little thruster vent thingy that we put on there, that's a greebly. All of these different parts that you get from like Wave, Kotobukiya, Bandai, parts and all that, these are greeblies. Just little detail bits that you put on. They can be scratch built, they can be pre-molded like those. Say for instance, you look at the back of the leg here, this little scratch built detail that we did right here on the top of the back of the leg, that's a greebly, right? These little strapping, focus. These little straps that we did over this ankle armor, that's a greebly. You look at the back skirt that we did, that middle section there and everything, those are greeblies, right? They're just little details that you add to pieces to make them look more interesting and more mechanical. Yeah. So, there you go. Yeah. I Never Reloaded is over there on Twitch. He says, hell yeah, brother, what's going on? What's going on, dude? Good to see you. Yeah, Bill says greebly is just a small detail part. William says just a small detail piece. There you go. Yeah, Chris says, gotcha, thanks. Hey, you're welcome. All right, so let's get this thing glued into place, and then let's start to work out some other things here with this based off of this piece, okay? Now, since this was part of our resin greeblies, the back needs to be evened out a little bit because it is a little concaved simply because of the casting process. That's really all. So we're going to clean off our file plate here. There we go. Our Minishima file plate. And we're just going to, real quick, just give this thing a few passes and even up the back. Actually, what we're going to do is let's start with the 400 grit sanding block first to really kind of take this down to 0. That should be good. Yep, excellent. Okay, and then finish off on the grinding plate here, the file plate. And now, whoa, hey now, Howard Rivera, welcome. New subscriber from over there on the Mecha Army Facebook group. What's going on, Howard? Thank you, buddy. Hey, you get one of these. Hell yeah. Very good. Very good. All right. So, this is looking good now. The back is completely flat. We are safe to glue this into place. So, put that right there. We'll get the file plate off to the off to the side, and let's get that little guy stabbed on the side there, and get a little super glue. Spread it around. All there. Good. And now we place. All right. And there we go. Easy peasy, right? Easy peasy. Press that into place a little bit more here. And that's good. There we are. All right, so now we've got that in place. That's looking good there. We can probably detail a little bit underneath, and then a little bit right here as well. So what I'm thinking first and foremost is to extend some of these shapes here. Because what you've got this pre-separated block element here, this piece that basically wraps up and around onto the top back of the skirt here. Now, what we can do is we can take these lines that are parallel to this and just kind of bring these down into a nice box, and then maybe converge those onto the corners of the new vent that we have here, right? So that's kind of what I'm thinking at this point. But before we do that, let's get this super glue cured and dried. So we're gonna hit it with a little bit of Insta-Set there and get that locked into position first and foremost. Now, let's go ahead and start to address this pre-molded block in here, right? Because it looks like the separation on the two sides is a perfect 0.2 millimeter, maybe even 1/4 millimeter, or 0.25, right? So that's the perfect thickness or width for our chisel here, right? We're just going to reinforce these lines that are already molded in, just like that. And then also here, let's clean up these mold lines and this little nub here on the top. While we wait for that super glue to cure properly. Nope, not even on camera. There we go. Oh shit, and I completely forgot to turn the monitor on. Like I said, it's been a week, you guys. I'm gonna tell you, it's been a week. Right there. All right, and now I can see what we're doing. All right, cool. So we've got all these lines nicely reinforced there. So this is ready to go, but now we need to turn our attention back to the greebly that we had installed. Let's make sure we get all of the Insta-Set mopped up here. And let's go ahead and then clean up the super glue squeeze out. Now, this is going to be a bit of a tricky one because you can't really get your knife along the sides, right? So what we're going to have to do is we're going to need to make our vertical cuts, and then we're going to come back in with one of our chisels and just kind of plane that down and get that nice and clean, right? There. All right, so we've got our vertical cuts made and everything. Let's go ahead. We're gonna grab our 1.5 millimeter chisel here, and what we're gonna do is we're just gonna come in just like we would when we freehand a notch or something like that, and we're just gonna take a little sliver right off the top, which is basically our super glue, right? And then we're going to go down the sides and we're going to try our best to not take off plastic, but just take off that super glue. Okay. Looking good. Very nice so far. All right, so this side here had the most super glue squeezing out, but that doesn't seem to be an issue because that came right up. Now we need to address the back or the bottom here because I couldn't even get my knife into this space to make our vertical cuts, much less our horizontal or face cuts here. So we're just basically going with what we got and doing what we can with the chisel here. There's always a way, just gotta find it. Alright. But it looks like we can probably get our knife right here on this 45. Alright. That looks pretty good. Same thing with this top 45 right here. And there we go. All right, so that is nice and clean at this point, right? Good to go. Let's see. Let's get caught up here real quick. Pabs is over there on YouTube. He says, yes? What's going on, Pabby? I Never Reloaded says, nothing much. Went to a local hobby shop that sold Gundams to see what they have, and they were sucked dry, man. Yeah, everybody's buying it up right now, so that's not surprising in the least. Not even a little bit at this point, so yeah, what are you going to do, right? Bill says, Pabs shows up when resin is set. Yeah. I Never Reloaded says they have the GM sniper, the green one. Oh, so the ground sniper. Yeah, it's not bad. It's just basically a ground Gundam, or a ground GM with a sniper rifle. That's really about it. And then it's got the optional, what is it, that energy tank thing. So, same model. Let's see. Bill says, I'm going to get a headache with the unending fart jokes that will occur when Tim glues the vent into the unicorn's butt. Oh, it's already glued in, buddy. It's already glued in. Superset 5 says, what's up, everybody? I thought there wasn't going to be an early stream. Yeah, Mike, we I changed my mind at last second simply because the recording that I was doing just before 3 didn't go very well. The guy wasn't ready at all, so we're gonna do that tomorrow. So I may have to cancel tomorrow's stream, depending on timing and everything. So we'll see. We'll see. Let's see. Bill says, okay, I am going to preemptively take some Tylenol. There you go, Bill. Chris Decker says, I always get this image of Pab sleeping under his desk, and when Tim says resin, he shoots up like a prairie dog. Nice. Andrew says, or a meerkat. Yeah, there you go. Bill says, is Alexa off? Yeah. Let's see. Pab says, LOL, I'm always here, usually quietly working on either work or projects, just showing support to a friend. Thank you, Pabby. Appreciate that, buddy. Let's see. Brandon says, I hear that, Tim. Been a long, poopy week already. Yeah, you don't know the half. Bill says, thank you all for taking it easy on me. I am prepared for the onslaught of jokes now. Jesus. Andrew says, don't want to shut my computer off, but it needs to be cleaned. Maybe after the live stream or supper, whichever happens first. I would imagine that the live stream would end first, hopefully. Let's see. Andrew says, I already made all the space fart jokes. Nice. Wouldn't want to light anything if the unicorn farts, though. Jesus Christ, Andrew, stop. Defrag is over there on Twitch. Not a bad problem. I don't know what... I missed it. I'm sorry. Whoops. Let's see. Howard Rivera is over there on Mech Army Facebook group. He says, the parts that I needed for the GM that has the shield have already arrived. Good stuff. Good stuff. Let's see. Chris Degger says, damn it, mine was not off. I don't know. Ricky Paul Carlson says, no, she's not, and now going off around the house. A-hole? What? I missed something. I obviously missed something. I don't know what, but I missed something. Manny, Mr. Mech Dio, he says, hello, you beautiful Mech Army. Buy Mecha Decals. Thank you, Manny. Appreciate you, buddy. All right. So, oh, Alexa. No, she's not now going off around that. Oh, yeah. I gotcha. Damn it, mine was not off. everyone's a-holes are going off. And by a-hole, I mean Alexa. Right? That's what we call her around here. A-hole. Among other things. Watch this. Alexa, play Baby Shark. Fucking Baby Shark's going off around the country right now as we speak. Spike and Baby Shark playing. Funny as hell. Oh my. Anyway, all right. So we got this guy installed, cleaned, looking pretty good. Actually, I see just a little bit more that we could probably clean up here. So let's go after that. There we are. Much better. Much better. Whoa, shit. Knocking everything down here. Chris Degger says, son of a... Andrew says, at least you can't get Siri going on my iPhone. Yeah, that's true. Siri's, man. Siri's, she's temperamental, isn't she? Manny says, LMFAO. Dude, you know that's got to be funny now. Come on. Bill says, please someone tell me it is playing, right? Chris Degger says, yep, it was playing. Ricky Paul Carlson says, bite me, Bill. Oh, I needed that laugh. That's good. Oh, fun times. All right, let's outline scribe this Greebly real quick, because that's going to be the basis for what we do next. Anyway, so we go ahead and outline scribe this right now. We'll get a good jump on what we're about to do. Okay. Baby shark doo 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 doo. Ah, that's good. That is good stuff. All right. So far, this is looking really quite nice. Good there. Okay. Very good. Very good. All right. Let's finish this up here. Last few outlines, and then we're ready to move on to more interesting work here on this unicorn's butt. It's a unicorn butt. We're making it interesting. Because the unicorn butt wasn't interesting before. It was just a big old block. A blocky booty. Alright. Almost. Just let's get this clean. This debris and everything. Okay, got that there. Now to connect this side. Okay. Very nice. Alright, let's go ahead and one pass all the way around. Alright. And there we go. Now that looks really nice, very separated. Looking good. Looking good. Alright, so now what we need to do is start to transfer these lines here. So now that we've got these transferred over on this ledge here, now we can start bringing these down on the front part, and then we can start to taper these down a little bit and connect with the corner of the piece. If it would be good if I was on camera though too. Coming down right about there. That looks good. Okay, so we've got those two lines brought down. Nice and straight, excellent. But obviously these two lines are a little out there to connect the corners. So what we're going to do is we're going to taper these in and connect to the inner corner of this vent. And then we'll make these look pretty cool here in just a second. Okay, there's one side. Now let's taper the other one in. Okay. All right. And then there is that taper. Not perfect, but hey, good enough. Not overly worried about this thing right now because this is just a, just an SD high grade thing that I really want to get the hell off of my workbench. So I'm not gonna worry about this too much, to be honest with you guys. All right. And then we separated this block here with a nice little scribe right there along the ledge. So now this piece and this piece look separate from everything else. So that looks pretty good. All right, so other things that we're going to do here is we're going to come up and basically connect the two bottom corners here as well. But we're just going to come in straight from the bottom of the piece here. We're not going to try and taper those lines or anything like that, right? We're just coming in straight, transferring these lines around around this piece. Alright, that looks good there. Okay, and there you can kind of see the two lines that are basically just brought down from these lower corners here on this this vent, right? So what we're going to do is we're just going to transfer these down to the bottom side of this piece, and we're just going to just freehand this so carefully. There we go. Let's see, cut the bits off of there. And that way, we can just go back in the opposite direction and start to reinforce this line here. That. Alright, so there's the first line that we brought back there, right? So that's looking pretty good. And we'll do the second one here now. Right there. Okay. Here's the second line. Like that. There we go. All right. So there are those two lines brought back right there from the corners, the bottom corners of that vent. And that looks pretty nice. Not bad for freehanding. Not bad. All right. Halfway decent. All right. Let's do a little bit of notching, shall we? Get some notches in here. First and foremost, we're going to grab our 0.60 for this next part here. We're going to put a nice middle notch right here at the very base of this block. Looks good there. The beginning of what we're going for. Pretty good. Let's clean out the debris from that line. Hey now, Goalie Zero, Mr. Carl over there on Twitch. What'd he do? Hey, 30 bits. Thank you, buddy. He says this segment of notching brought to you by Rico's brand nacho sauce, because every Gunpla stream involves food at this point. Sometimes. Yeah, sometimes. Because why the hell not, right? Thank you, Carl. Appreciate you, buddy. There we go. Had to wait for the button to reload. Damn thing. Anyway. Alright, back to it. Okay. And here we are. Okay. Yeah, so there's that little notch right down there, right there in the middle. I think that looks really good. You know, basically it's just it represents like a latch, right? I can imagine this latch being released and this whole section here comes folding up to where you can get into, I don't know, electronics or something, right? And then you can remove this panel here, get into the venting system and all that. So that's kind of the ideas of, you know, where to put notches and lines and stuff like that, at least for, you know, for this piece here, right? But I think that looks good. I think that looks really good. We'll go with it. We'll go with it. All right. Let's see what to do next. I think, oh, actually, we forgot to do this little border scribe around this guy here. Let's do that real quick first, and then I think what we're going to do is move on to another piece, right? All right. So, let's see. This line, if I remember, is 0.15. Let's double check. Oh, yeah. No, that's definitely 0.15. Cool. Okay. So, what we'll do for this is we're definitely going to want a scribing jig here because I don't necessarily want to mess up my 0.15 here trying to raw dog this thing. Okay, so that's 2. Okay, there's that. Get this line. Make sure this line is even. Yeah, that's good. Okay, good, good, good. Okay. Very good. All right, so now what we need to do is transfer this line this way, right? Now for that, let's get a little piece of Dymo tape because, again, I don't want to mess up my 0.15 by trying to force that through the plastic. Actually, let's just grab one of these little scribing jigs and let's go with that. So I think that'll be fine. Yeah, there we go. It's good in parallel. Get that groove set first. That's half of the work right there, is just getting the groove set in. And then we can go about reinforcing the line. There we go. All right. So there's our border there, matching up very nicely. Now we just have to put in a couple of little notches there, and those are both 0.3 from what it looks like. But let's make sure. Yeah, definitely 0.3. Okay. And they're on the bottom side of this line. All right. Let's go in from this direction here. Make it easy on ourselves. Perfect. All right. So these are these are super tiny little notches here. So we're gonna need to be pretty careful that we don't blow these out here on this line. Okay. And excellent. That's all matchy-matchy now. Perfect. So, good thing this is a done part. Yeah? This part is done and finito. We get to put this in the done bin. Look at all those done parts. All those parts are done. Construction anyways, right? Construction anyways. So, yeah. All right. let's get caught up with the chat, yeah? Let's see. Where did we leave off? Here we go. Superset5 over there on Twitch. He says, while I wait for my Delta Plus to come in, the mail I'm snap building my Faz Verka. I'm really digging the build. May just choose the Faz over the Delta Plus for my diorama. Hey man, whatever floats your boat. Chris Decker says, okay, Google works really well. Anyone's voice will trip that thing. Nice. Not too many people, or not as many people probably have that though. I could be wrong. I don't know. Andrew says, I have my new and old iPhones in the same room and got Siri to sing Bohemian Rhapsody on both phones in sync. It was a little trippy. Nice. Bill says, now Tim has that song stuck in his head, right? Ricky Park Carlson says, I swear to God, Tim, if you say a-hole, order off Tim's list, I will, well, do nothing but say fuck. Nice. That's great. I don't know if she's got that capability, but it would be amazing, right? Andrew says, I wonder if I could get my mom's Fire tablet to play Baby Shark. There you go. Persistent Turtle, Mr. Lucas is over there on YouTube. He says, hello all, hope everyone is well. What's going on, buddy? Let's see. New type farts. I'm not, yeah. Mr. Bro Builder, Brian, he's over there on YouTube with us. He says, hey guys, happy modeling. What's going on, Brian? Let's see. Yes, you a-hole. What the fuck was that? The squatty potty. Jesus Christ. Oh, man. Brian says, I gave my sister-in-law a bag of unicorn farts for Christmas. She was ecstatic. Hey. William over there on YouTube, he says, who wants some ice cream now? Andrew says, I really ate it before. Not sure if I will ever, if I ever will again. Oh, there you go. Let's see. William says to Brian, I did the same for my sister for Christmas. She loved them. Unicorn farts. Hey. Bill says, then Brian, you will love what Tim did. He added a vent to the center butt portion of his unicorn. Yeah, I did. I think it looks good too. I don't give a shit what y'all think. I think it looks great. And you know what? If you go back and look at most of my builds, most of them have butt vents like that. Oh well. Bill says, good. Soft serve ice cream is bad for you. There you go. Charles Dodge says, should search YouTube for the I Wonder What's Inside Your Butthole song. You want the minute and 21 version by Joe Lee. It's the original. Wow. I don't know about that. Let's skip over the butthole. All that. Yeah. Goalie Zero, Mr. Carl, he says, I've left this stream hungry at least 3 times I've been here. Hey, man. You know, we do what we can, right? Let's see. Yeah, taste the rainbow. Manny says, hey, Tim, any tips on... Here we go.
We have a question.
Manny says, hey, Tim, any tips on cleaning up tight areas that need sanding due to glue squeeze out? Yeah, dude. Like I said, use chisels if you can, or if you have them, right? You know, like I showed with the vent here, right? Because I couldn't get you know, the hobby knife in there because these 2 skirts just wouldn't allow it. So 1.5 millimeter chisel going in and very, very, very lightly shaving off that super glue squeeze out will get you wonderful results. So do that and you'll be good to go. Let's see. William Williams says, Tim just dealt with the same issue, and he carefully used his BMC chisel to scrape the glue away. Yeah, there you go. William says, maybe that is a good use for those super cheap wave chisels. Not even those. Those are suck-ass chisels. I hate those chisels, and I would never victimize my models to come in contact with those wave chisels. Just saying. Manny says, I don't think I have the right size chisel. Manny, you can use, you know, 0.6, you know, 0.5 if you have it. So, yeah. Bill says, Manny, after removing what you can with a hobby knife or chisel, cut a small piece of sandpaper, fold the sandpaper into a T-shaped grip with tweezers and slowly sand. Yeah, that's another common thing that I do as well. So what Bill means, Manny, is this. So you have this little strip of sandpaper, right? And you fold it into basically like a little T shape, just like that, right? And then you take your tweezers, and there you go. Now you have a little sanding implement, right? Now it'd probably be too big in this section, but you know, you can still get really good use out of this thing, right? And it's sanding pretty damn good too, yeah. And it's precision sanding, right? Precision. Yeah, nice and smooth. So there you go. That's the little T-shaped sanding paper trick. Yeah. Let's see. Superset 5 over there on Twitch. He's got a question.
We have a question.
He says, what are the pros and cons to putting fully built segments of inner frame in 91% isopropyl alcohol overnight? Pros, you get a pristine surface that's clean of contaminants and body oils and any other weird stuff that may get on the surface of your model. Cons, if you leave it in overnight, some of that alcohol is gonna evaporate. That's the only con. It's not gonna hurt the plastic at all. You'll be perfectly fine. So, yeah, there's very little downside to that, Michael. Manny says, thank you, will do. Thank you for the chisel idea. There you go. Jay Lynch is over there with us on YouTube. He says, hi, guys. What's going on, Jay? Manny says, Bill, I noticed the problem areas after I started priming. Thank you, T, for getting me back on the Ninja. There you go. William Williams says, all thanks to Tim. Aw, thank you. Jason PS3 is with us over there on YouTube. He says, I just bought some 1/100 Mecha Decals. Thank you. To be used on my perfect grade 1/60th Mark II. Nice. And they'll fit very nicely, I might add. They'll fit very nicely. William Williams says, is that it? Are all parts finally done? No. Just some parts, not all, some. Let's see. Bill says Tim has demonstrated this sanding method previously. There you go. Brandon says 1 hour 45 minutes with USPS, and they basically say I'm screwed. That sucks, dude. That sucks. Manny says, dope, Jason. One of us. There you go. Jay Lynch has a question. Okay. Reset the button, and
We have a question.
he says, I'm using the water slide decals that came with the Shenlong Master Grade, but they don't set at all, even with Mr. Setter. Is there something I'm doing wrong? The kit is top coated. Now, the big question is, are they actually water slides, right? That's my main question, because if they're stickers, they're not gonna set very well because of the film is way too thick, right? Now, if they are indeed water slides, then you may want to try like a solvent solution, right, to try and get those edges to lay down and behave. So, options. Brandon says the 1/60th high grade Tim sold me along with 2 other packages that had come in my way. Oh shit, that's the one that got lost. Aw. What? Come on. I didn't know. I thought the parts box. I thought you were talking about the parts box, Brandon. I didn't know you were talking about the 1/60th. Son of a bitch. That sucks, dude. That sucks. Chris Degger says, if you have an Android phone, it will go off. Bill says, Jay Lynch, what type of top coat do you use? Flat, matte, semi-gloss, what have you? Dim over there on YouTube, he says, is there a tool to chamfer clean lines on edges? I'm eyeballing it with a hobby knife. Yeah, I mean, and Dim, that's basically what most of us do anyways, is just kind of eyeballing it. Now, there are methodologies out there to, bevel larger pieces. But at this point, what I would do is to, say you got your corner here, right? And, you're just going along with a hobby knife, eyeballing it, yada, yada, yada. Come back with a nice, sanding block, and then sand that down, and you're going to get a nice even bevel across that plane there, right? So that's kind of the methodology that I would go to use on that, type of thing. So hopefully that helps. Yeah. Let's see. Bill says, Dim, we discovered a new method on Friday, day stream. Yeah, but that was just for flat plates, though, Bill. I don't think that necessarily really counted for fully realized parts. For plates, yeah, the Ruslam technique is awesome. And it will definitely be kind of a go-to type of thing. But yeah, for full parts, probably not the best method. Just saying. Let's see. And Dim says, "Gotcha, thank you. How about curved edges?" Same thing. Just eyeball them up with with a hobby knife, and then you can take your sanding block. Is like, here's obviously this has curved edges, and just carefully around here, just like that, in kind of a circular motion. So that's what I would do as well. Yeah. Let's see. Keep it going. Jay Lynch says, "I thought you could use them with any top coat." Yeah, I mean, you apply water slides on gloss coats. Yeah, you apply them on gloss coat. Yeah. But if you're putting water slides on a flat or matte surface, little pockets of air are going to get caught underneath of those decals, and that's what causes silvering, right? That's air under there. That's all that it is. It just looks silver because I don't know, it just freaking looks that way. Anyway, but if you lay them down on a gloss coat, that's a super, super smooth surface. The chances of little air pockets getting caught under those decals are much, much less. So that's why we usually apply water slide decals onto gloss coated surfaces. So keep that in mind. Yeah. Chris Stegger says, "Ouch, these wave chisels sound like trash now. I need to go Google them." Yeah, they're utter garbage. The bigger ones, they're garbage. Manny says, "Well, the pieces are primed, so what grit sandpaper?" And Bill says, "I would try 800 to 1,000." Yeah, I would say the same. Bill says, "Jay Lynch, most of the time you apply a gloss coat, then apply water slides and panel lining, then you apply a top coat." Bingo. Andrew says, "If it's the Shenlong, it's stickers and dry transfers." That could be an issue as well. Yeah. Manny says, "Damn, Bill, I'm glad you're a moderator. Always come in with quick answers. Appreciate it." Hell yeah, right? Yeah, that's why we promoted Bill, because he's full of the info. Andrew says, "If it was the Altron, it should be water slides." There you go. Bill says, "Glad I can help, Manny." Aw. Brandon says, "Not your fault, Tim." Yeah, but I still feel bad, because that sucks. That sucks. Jay Lynch says, "I applied the matte coat first, then wanted to apply the water slide, but seems to be that is not the case." Yeah, you don't want to apply water slides on a matte coat. That's just you're begging for silvering and stuff like that at that point. So live and learn, Jay. Live and learn. You'll never do it again, right? Brandon says, "Filing a claim now, and we will see what happens." Jesus. Gert Madert over there on YouTube, he's got a question.
We have a question.
He says, "I'm running low on 91%, but I found a bottle of 99 lying around." He's talking about alcohol. He says, "Is that too strong?" No, absolutely not. It is definitely not too strong. If anything, it will just evaporate quicker, and it'll still leave your surface pristine and beautiful and ready for paint. So, no, 99% isopropyl alcohol, perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Let's see. Bill says, "Yeah," and others in the chat are saying it doesn't come with water slides. Are you sure they're water slides? Yeah. Bill says, "Gert, no, it is fine. If anything, you can add a little water to it and make it last longer." That's a great idea. I didn't even think about that, but yeah, that's a great idea. Let's see. William Williams says to Jay, "Which version of the Shenlong did you have?" Looks like the Endless Waltz version. Okay. Yeah, I don't know I don't know if that comes with water slides or not, honestly. So, Mike Skyers is over there on YouTube. He's got a question for us.
We have a question.
He says, how do you feel about metallic versus matte inner frames and colored inner frames? I am always a big fan of solid color, non-metallic inner frames. If you need to use, if you're really set on using a metallic color, I would make it very subtle, kind of like a gunmetal or graphite kind of shade. But I'm not a huge fan of metallic inner frames. I'm more a fan of shades of gray, you know, dark to light even. So that's kind of what I would always go with, because I mean, you got to think. Look at like tanks and ships and planes and stuff like that. If you look on the inside of those, you know, into the mechanics of those, they're not metallic, right? They're not like bare metal. They're painted to protect them from the elements and, you know, damage and corrosion and stuff like that. So for me, that's kind of is another reason why I'm not a huge fan of metallic inner frames. Don't get me wrong, they look cool, and if that's what you're going for, then by all means. But if you're going more for the realistic side, I'd just go with a solid color, shades of gray, maybe a light tan, something like that if it's kind of a ground-based unit. Just something logical that would be expected, you know, in that, you know, for that inner frame. So that's what I would do. Yeah. Let's see. Thomas Christopher Staten is over there on the Mecha Army Facebook group, and he's asking dry transfers. Maybe that's what it that Shenlong that Jay had. I don't know. We'll see in a second, I guess, right? Manny says, when I decal on a matte coat, I wet sand with 3000 grit to smooth out the area. I had no silvering. I mean, that's an option. I think it's at that point, I think it's kind of an inefficient way of doing it, because I mean, if you just lay down a gloss coat, you're going to get a super smooth finish, number one. You're going to get a nice base for your decals, and at that point, you can panel line all in the same step at that point, right? So, I don't know. It just seems counterproductive to do it that way, Manny. That's my opinion. If it works, go with it. It works, right? Jay Lynch says, yeah, I'm learning a ton about this. There you go, man. Gert Merdert says, sweet. Thank you, Tim. You're welcome, buddy. William Williams, let's see, says to Jay, then if it's the regular release, then you're dealing with stickers and dry rub transfers. Then that may also shed some light on this, right? Andrew says, is it the Shenlong Laloya unit? Will says to Andrew, says, I was thinking the same thing. If he has the P Bandai that just came out, that one does come with water slides. There you go. Bill says, Manny, yeah, you can polish/wet sand it to a gloss finish. Ideally, you would use gloss anyways to not require you to do extra work, but if that is all you can get, it will work. Yeah, exactly. Jay Lynch says, they looked like water slides. Since that is the case, given that I used the matte top coat first, is there a way to use them? Oof. What you can do, Jay, is if they're silvering on you, if they are water slides, and that's the big question, because if they are water slides and if they are silvering, you can take a brand new hobby knife blade and very, very gently poke a hole in the middle of the decal, and then brush some solvent, decal solvent, so like microsol, Mr. Decal Solvent or something. I forget what the Mr. Hobby one is. But you can do it that way, and that will penetrate and help the decal sink in more. It may not completely eliminate any silvering, but it can help, right? It can help. Bill says to Jay, do you have Facebook? If so, join the Mech Army Facebook group and post pictures. We can get specific info if we can see what you've done. Exactly. That's a great recommendation there, Bill. And then, hey, right down there, join the Mech Army Facebook group. Hey. Jay says, yes, I'll upload them later. Perfect. Bill says, nice. Make sure you answer the questions. There you go. Thank you, Bill, for that. So many people still don't answer all the questions. Like, what are you thinking? Like, and the bad thing is like, people will answer the first two. The first one is simply an acknowledgement that you have to answer all the questions to be let in. There's two options. Yes, I understand, or I changed my mind and I don't want to be a part of the group. Simple, right? And then the second one is, how did you learn about, or how did you hear about the Mech Army Facebook group? Simple. And then the third one is, do you comply with all the rules for the Mech Army Facebook group? Those are the three questions, right? It astounds me. It astounds me that people can't answer all the three questions. And what's really funny is that so many people will mark, I understand, and then either answer one of the other questions or neither of them. What? Like, you just acknowledged that you understand that if you don't answer the other questions, you're not going to be let in, but you didn't answer them. Decline. Come on. It's just, killing me. These things killing me. Anyway. Mike Skyer says, thanks. I was flip-flopping on metallic versus matte. I was leaning towards matte so that I can do accent/detail paints in metallic for them to pop. Yeah, I mean, that's a good option as well. Hell yeah. Manny says to Jay, what's the color of the backing paper? And Jay says it's a bluish color. So yeah, so those are water slides. Those are water slides. But Bill has a great point. Bluish sounds like water slides, but it is easier if we can see them. That is a very good point. Andrew says it's not like the questions are the three seashells. Whew. Thank God for that, right? People be making a huge mess of my my entry process. Wow. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. Anyway. All right, let's start working on these guys, yeah? Now, just as fair warning, we are not going to be customizing pretty much all of this. We'll go back in here, take care of the lines, the seam lines and everything, but we are not going to be customizing that. We are not making a smaller version of that. That is not going to happen. These are going to basically be stock, and that's it. I ain't going no further on these dumb weapons. No. I am like right here with high grade weapons, and I'm like, nope, not happening. Nope, not happening. So, what we do have to do is we have to glue these together, which is going to be an utter pain in my ass. But, it's what we got to do, right? More's the pity. Anyway, let's get these slightly separated for our plastic magic. You know what? We might use Tamiya extra thin on this because we might want to give it just a little bit extra time to try and set up. Just a wee bit. Just a wee bit. Hello. That one's for Pabs. All right. So we've got this nicely separated, basically the width of a hobby knife blade, right? And that's all I do is I just separate the pieces about this width, and that gives good capillary action, right? And for those of you that don't know what capillary action is, well, you've tuned in at the right time, right? So we are, I think we are going to go ahead and use Tamiya Extra Thin for this because it does offer a little slower cure time as opposed to Plastic Magic, right? So we can get into all the little nooks and crannies of this thing and let the glue flow and get in there and, you know, just really make a good seal. So, now capillary action is similar to what we see with the Tamiya panel lining accent color, right? When you pop it into a panel line and it just starts going all over the panel lines and everything, just flowing into those panel lines and all, that's capillary action. We're doing the same thing with this the Tamiya Extra Thin here. And that's why I like splitting the parts only about as thick as a hobby knife blade, because that helps the glue to flow through these lines a whole lot easier. You don't want a ton of glue. I mean, you want enough to where, number one, it's gonna capillary down into the crevices and everything. All right, and ooh, we missed some spots there. That just a little bit more. Okay. Good. Good, 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 good. Now you do want the glue to squeeze out just a bit, because that shows you that it has proper adhesion, right? In a perfect world, a little bit of the melted glue from the solvent and everything would flow out and fill the seam and all that. Just like, let's see if we can't get you zoomed in here. So you can see right there, kind of along, there we go, right there along that seam, how it's kind of squeezed out a little bit. That's exactly what we're wanting to see. That is going to be perfectly seamed at this point. So we're going to set that off to the side there, and then we're going to come back, and here is the front portion of the good old bazooka. Now, does this, yep, that part comes off there, so we don't need that. Is this a two-part? Yes, it is. I couldn't tell. Alright, so we're just basically splitting this down just the width of a hobby knife, and that's about as wide as you want that gap, right? Sometimes even thinner will be fine. There we go. All right. And what I like to do is I kind of like to work from the bottom up, and then basically start to squeeze those pieces together as I work kind of up the piece. Now this glue has a tendency to dry up very quickly if it's not being exposed, or if it's being exposed to air, basically, right? So you want to work a little quick, and you know, I like to use a pretty generous amount of it, but that's just me. Do what you do. Do you, boo boo. Okay, so this bottom little rifle gun thingy, that's all closed up, looking good. Let's make sure we got a nice separation here. There we are. Okay. Now, moment of truth. Yeah, see that? That is now a really kind of perfect seam. And see how it alternated in some spots? It squeezed out on one side, squeezed out on the other. That's good. That's a good indication that we got this seamed up pretty good. Now, I'm going to go back down here, and I'm just going to just separate this bottom section just a little bit, just to make sure, because I think we forgot to get some glue in there. But if we separate that just a bit and then squeeze that sumbitch back together just like crazy, then we're good. Now, this thing is going to be fun to seam line. Not looking forward to it, I'll be honest with you. Let's get caught up with the chat here right quick, yeah? Let's see. Jay Lynch says, I'll upload them later once I'm done at work. Thanks for all the information, guys. Thank you, Jay. Appreciate you, buddy. Superset 5 over there on Twitch, he says, why not a matte metallic, best of both worlds? Again, it's for me, Michael, it just doesn't seem realistic, you know, because you never see, you know, exposed metal like that in the military. It's just, you don't see it. It's all painted and it's protected, right? So that's why. Goalie Zero says, rebrand this to Child of Bazooka already. Yeah, right? Seems like it. Shit. Bill says, masking off for two-tone painting on the weapons. Not even that, dude. We're just, no. No. The weapons are getting one color, maybe a little accents here and there, but nothing crazy. No. Not doing it. Not doing it. Let's see. Thomas Christopher Staten over there on the Mecha Army Facebook group. He says, is it possible to kit bash high grade with SD or 30-minute mission kits? Absolutely, man. Yeah, because that's what we're doing actually right now. We're kit bashing a high grade unicorn with an SD unicorn. So 100% it's possible. Yeah, you're gonna have to work. You're gonna have to, make some proportional changes or connection changes or something like that. You're gonna have to work for it, but yeah, it's totally possible. 100%. Andrew says, right bat time, right bat channel. There you go. He says, I think Tim just used the 2 extra thin to get a small high, making his time working on SDHG better. God, I wish. Mike Skyers has got a question.
We have a question.
He says, if there is a small gap or little line after gluing the parts together and sanding, would you then just use super glue to fill it? Yeah, absolutely, 100%. That's the best thing to do, because super glue is, like we always say, the perfect filler, right? So yes. William Williams says exactly, and then sand it down again. There you go. Yeah. Andrew says, I learned with the GM Sniper 2 not to use metallic paints. It makes the joints too stiff and the armor almost impossible to put on. Depends on your metallic though, Andrew. Because if it's a inexpensive brand, then sure. But if it's like Tamiya, SMS, Alclad, something like that, nah, those things are super thin. Bill says metallic paints typically take a considerable longer amount of time to completely cure. I would say again, Bill, it's dependent on the type of paint. Solvent-based paints, lacquers, for lack of a better term. I've always experienced that they take this about the same amount of time as their opaque counterparts. Mr. Color, I've painted metallics, and they were ready to go the same time the solid colors were. So I think it depends primarily on the type of paint. If it's acrylic or something like that, or some cheap dollar store Michaels brand craft paint, then yeah, definitely. Or something, water-based, Vallejo, one of the other ones, I don't know. But yeah, I think it would probably depend on the type of paint more than anything. So, Andrew says, I went primer, gloss, black base, then metallic, and gloss over top. Yeah, I mean, that sounds like a pretty reasonable process there, Andrew. Now, as long as you're not spraying them on super, super thick, then yeah. And of course, you're always going to have to make concessions when it comes to paint and primer, because that's going to naturally expand the tolerances of your parts, right? Either it's going to, maximize the overall width of a part, or whatever, or if it's painted on the inside, it's going to minimize that. So those are the types of things that you need to remember when you're painting and priming, and you're going to need to keep that in mind when you do pre-assembly, because that's going to be one of the most important parts, is pre-assembly, because then you can kind of see where your super tight tolerances are. You'll be able to sand those back in preparation for paint and primer later on down the line. So that's why it's always super important to do a pre-assembly, or just a simple snap fit, and really kind of look at the model and kind of analyze where those problem areas are, because that's going to help you down the line, right? Especially when it comes to final assembly, because that's the last place you want a part to either break on you because the peg is too wide or something like that, or what have you. You've done all the work at that point, and that's the last time that you would ever want something to break or go ass up on you. So yeah, just do a good snap fit, take a look at your parts, focus in on the problem areas, and just fix them then. It makes life so much easier. Yeah. Handren's over there with us. Man, Handren, dude, you come in at like the last second, man. Come on. But he's waving hi. What's going on, buddy? Bill says, I mentioned that because if the paint has not completely cured when you assemble a kit, the paint in the joints can cause issues. Oh, absolutely, 100%. Yeah, it'll gum up and get nasty and crazy and shit. It probably will mess up the fit of the actual kit as well. Yeah. Henry says, "Oh, you done?" Yeah, dude, we're packing it up right now, actually. So I delayed today's early stream to 4 p.m. because I had work to do. But yeah, so we're about done. Thought you won't stream done. I don't know. Anyway, we'll be back on later, though, Handren, definitely. Probably about 4 hours from now. So, but yeah. Daytime stream, we're outie. So, let's go back to camera one. We got some fun stuff done today. We worked on the unicorn butt a little bit. Gave it a butt vent so it can do space farts. You assholes. Anyway, hey, real quick. Rocking the Fighting Cocks today, the Jesta. If you want to cop one of these shirts, hit up jildamecha.com. Hit the store button up at the top. You will find this shirt, many more hats, prints of my work, all sorts of fun stuff in there. So go load up. If you are interested in any of the tools and materials that we were working with here today, hit up the Amazon link below here on Twitch and YouTube. That side, if you're watching on Facebook. Now, I do get a bit of a commission based off the stuff that you buy, but it does not increase the cost for you. It goes to help out me, help out the stream, fuel our endeavors moving forward, right? Lots of cool stuff in there. Gear for streaming if you want to get into that. Now's a good time. Books for inspiration, and then, of course, the tools and materials that we use on a daily basis. If you're interested in kits, tools, paints, accessories, Mecha Decals, sheets 1 and 2, those are both in stock and shipping now. Hit up our good friends right down here, USA Gundam Store. Excuse me. They have Adam and the fine crew. They're gonna have what you need. Yeah. And lastly but not leastly, well, not lastly, but one of the last things. If you enjoy what you see here, if you get benefit from it, if you learn from it, man, hit the like, subscribe, follow on all the different social media platforms. Keep up with what we do here while we're not streaming, right? And then, as always, if you know somebody that can benefit from this, or a group of somebodies, share the stream with them. It's the nice thing to do. Yes. Cool. Dim says, I'll check out the Friday show. Yeah. Henry says, catch you on the next one. Henry, take care, buddy. Bill says, Dim, the end of the day show from Friday. Yeah, gotcha. And William says, buy all the Mecha Decals. I agree with William. Anyway, all right, guys. That does it for me today. Enjoy the rest of your day. We're going to be back here in about 4 hours to work on the GBWC build and jump back on things and have fun with that. So come on back in about 4 hours from now. Okay? So, but if I don't see you then, have a great rest of your day. Be safe out there. Use some common sense. Wash your hands. And by all means, build something cool. See you guys. Alexa, play Baby Shark.